Good morning and welcome to the Morning Blend Extra. Today is Friday, October 10th. I'm Jake Pearson, filling in for Alyssa Kelly. And coming up on today's show, we have life-saving gifts, building future communities, and how to protect children through estate planning. But turning to our stories here this morning, it's International Plasma Awareness Week, a time to put a spotlight on the importance of life-saving plasma donations. Experts say that many blood donors may not know much about giving plasma, but it's a critical part of helping people with certain medical disorders, and it's also used in emergencies. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither has more on how plasma helps sustain life.
When he started elementary school, Jana Matthews says her son kept getting a cold that would always end in pneumonia. Antibiotics, hospitalizations, even the removal of his adenoids didn't help.
It was devastating, and there was that mom instinct in my belly that something else was wrong.
At 7 years old, Matthews says her son was diagnosed with common variable immune deficiency, or CVID. His body doesn't produce enough antibodies to fight infection. She says doctors treated him with human plasma.
When I tell you it was night and day, within 24 hours, he was a normal 7-year-old boy running around the house, wrestling with his brother and our dog. And it was like a plant that finally got sunlight and water.
These therapies depend on donations. Giving plasma is different from donating whole blood. The Plasma Protein Therapeutics Association says it's collected through a machine that separates the plasma from a healthy donor's blood. The remaining blood components are then returned to the donor.
The process takes about an hour and has about the same side effects as general blood donation. You might feel a little dizzy, maybe a little fatigued the day after.
Now, at age 23, Matthew's son has received plasma every week since his diagnosis.
My son is now thriving and living amongst the rest of us and achieving as an adult, and it just seems incredible.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
You can find more information about plasma donation and find a plasma donation center near you by visiting plasmaweek.org. And Spirit Halloweens will be closing for the season in just a few weeks, believe it or not. But if you need to get in the holiday mood, Spirit Christmas is coming soon. Starting in early November, 30 new Spirit Christmas locations will open in the Northeast and the Great Lakes regions. You can find decorations and gifts, plus get your picture taken with Santa Claus there. Some stores will open in pre-existing Spirit Halloweens, while other stores will have new locations. Coming up after the break, we'll discuss how to protect those you care about through estate planning. Don't go anywhere.
First Alert Weather Plus, the State Line's only 24/7 weather channel, on air at 19.3 WSLN, the First Alert Weather app, or wherever you stream WIFR. Sponsored by Total Exteriors.
They make the plays, you make them famous. Football Frenzy Play of the Week, only on WIFR. Sponsored by Holcomb Bank.
Every first matters. That first alarm, your first cup of coffee.
And that first look of what the day can bring.
And WIFR is right here with you.
With your first alert when weather could impact your day.
A first alert action day for the potential of strong severe storms.
With stories that matter most.
And your first look at what's ahead.
We have an update on breaking news from last night.
Wherever you stream WIFR, we help you start your day prepared.
Every first, every day. Tune to WIFR this morning.
At WIFR, we want to know, does your pet have an entertaining personality? What about their unusual features? Do they have an iconic sense of fashion? Why not give them the spotlight they deserve with WIFR Pet Pics? Scan the QR code or go to WIFR.com. Click on See It, Send It, and upload your pet's picture or video. They could even be featured on WIFR News at 6. WIFR Pet Pics, sponsored by First Staffing.
When you want to know right now, predict, or catch up on the stories you missed, download video of your local news on the WIFR News app. Live breaking news.
We have reports of multiple shots fired.
Real-time forecasts.
We are tracking some rain potential for tomorrow.
Custom alerts for the stories that impact you.
Welcome back to the Morning Blend Extra. At this time, we're joined by Natalie Heiser Barber of Tobin, Ramon and Barber. Obviously, you're a pretty familiar face. We have you on the Blend Extra all the time, as well as the Morning Blend. Natalie, glad to have you back in the studio.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm glad I haven't bored you to death with all the lawyer stuff yet.
No.
Willing to talk to me still.
Right, and obviously, we do like to have fun on this show, but obviously the topic that we do have you on is kind of a serious topic. Sometimes can be a little bit of a morbid topic, sometimes an uncomfortable topic for people to talk about. So, let's really just get right into the meat and potatoes of this. So, what is estate planning?
Yeah, so estate planning is it's a set of documents that help you plan for any stage of life. So no matter what life throws at you, no matter who dies or becomes incapacitated, and in what order, if you've got your estate plan in place, typically a will, a trust, and powers of attorney, then you're going to be okay. We've planned for all we can plan for, right? So we plan for the worst, we hope for the best, and we just move forward and live our lives.
Yeah.
And if you do it right, you only have to do it the one time.
Mm-hmm.
So if you do it with a licensed attorney who practices regularly in the estate planning area, like I do, like we do at my firm, then the way the documents are drafted, we've got all the backups and all the different kind of scenarios built in.
Mm-hmm.
So apart from like a preference change, like, I want to leave everything to charity, you shouldn't really have to redo your estate plan again.
Yeah.
You should only have to do it the one time.
Yeah, and I know we've kind of talked a little bit about how you have to sort of update things, and I have a feeling we'll kind of get into that here shortly. But, something that we often talk about when you are on the show here is kind of estate planning for you. But today we're kind of talking about how parents and guardians can kind of protect their kids through a will and trust. How does that really work?
Yeah, so estate planning is kind of like buying life insurance, right? Like you pay the premium, but really the benefit is for everyone else, because you're sort of paving the way so that you're sending the message and you're building the plan and living the legacy of, no matter when I'm called, right? When it's my time to move on from this world, you're going to be okay. There's a plan for you. I've paved a smooth path for you. With a will, at least you can say where stuff goes when you die. If you do just a will, then you control your estate plan, because otherwise, without a will, the state of Illinois has a really weird estate plan, even for like a traditional family, a spouse, a couple kids. It doesn't go the way that you might expect it would go. So at least with a will, you get to say, okay, this is who gets this is who my executor is, or who's in charge of distributing everything. But you have to go through probate to do the distribution. Probate is a 6-month court case. So a will is faster, it's cheaper to set up, but you're sort of saving headaches and expense for your kids or whoever you're leaving stuff to in the end.
Yeah.
A will is wonderful that's where we put guardians for the kids.
Right.
So if I were to pass away, I've got 3 kids, Conrad, Ava, and Grace. They're 10, 9, and 7. If my husband and I were to pass away and our kids were still around those ages, in other words, under 18, we've got guardians appointed or nominated in our will. Now we're homeowners, so we also have a trust.
Right.
So it's not, do I need a will or a trust? It's, do I need to add a trust to this will so that I don't have to go through probate with my will? Because the trust has everything built in up front, and you can skip the court process.
Right.
It's more expensive to set up, takes 2 or 3 appointments as opposed to the 1, but you save your estate and your loved ones that you leave behind many headaches.
Right.
They get to avoid.
Yeah, and obviously, speaking about a will and a trust, it seems like a will is kind of, hey, where are these things going to be moving afterward? Whereas a trust is maybe sort of an investment, if I'm not mistaken, or how does that really? What's the difference there?
So a will and a trust, as far as where stuff goes when you die, and like the way we talk about it, those ingredients, if you will, they're exactly the same. It's just if you package it in a trust, which if you have a trust, we change your will to a pour over will, kind of like when you pour wine into a glass.
Yeah.
The will becomes, here's my name, here's who I'm related to, I pour everything to my trust. And then the trust is what I would call like a self-authenticating document. That's a big kind of scary term, but all it means is with a trust, you've already got the power as that successor trustee to just take over, step into the dead person's shoes, and distribute their estate. With a will, an executor is a nomination. That will, it says Natalie Barber as my executor, it doesn't mean anything until I file that will and get something called letters of office. Then I'm in charge. Well, you can imagine the time that's built into getting to the point where the judge has finally granted letters of office. There's a delay.
Right.
They can't get into, let's say Jane Smith has passed away, we can't get into Jane's checking account to pay for her burial. We can't get into Jane's checking account to pay the attorney to go ahead and file the will at the courthouse and get the letters of office. With a trust, all you have to do is show the death certificate.
Yeah.
And that's your golden ticket,
Wow.
and you are automatically in charge.
Holy cow.
So that's what's cool about a trust.
Yeah.
It's like a shortcut.
Yeah, that's a little like skip, shoots and ladders.
Yes,
almost.
like the board game. Yeah, you can just boop, skip.
Yeah, and then obviously I know you mentioned kind of a little bit about trustees kind of in that explanation there. How important is it to choose the right trustee when it comes to your family?
So whoever you choose as your trustee tends to be the same people or group of people that you would choose to be your executor. Trustee, executor, same thing, just different document. Also, the people that tend to be chosen to be trustees or executors are the same people you trust oftentimes to be the guardians for your children.
Right.
One thing that people don't know or realize is they think, okay, I'm going to name John and Jane Smith for guardians for my kids because that's where I want my kids to live if I pass away and my kids are under 18.
Right.
You don't necessarily, the guardians don't have to have the children live with them. They don't have to, they're just the decision makers. So you could have, John and Jane Smith, let's say they're 70 years old. They're the people you trust in the world. It's okay to name them. They're not like too old or too whatever to be the guardians.
Yeah.
They're just the decision makers. And they may decide for your young children, okay, yes, I'm the guardian, but it doesn't make sense for these kids who are in high school to live with me.
Yes.
They're going to go live with this family, their best friend's family, and I'll still run their money to make sure they're okay, but they don't necessarily have to be placed with this couple that is the only couple I trust in the world, but maybe they're just not at the life stage where they need young kids living with them.
Yeah.
So it's okay.
Right. Yeah, and then, wrapping things up here for you, Natalie, obviously, like you mentioned, having a skilled, someone skilled like you, making your estate plan, you really should only have to do it once, but obviously there are some times where you kind of have to review your plans a little bit. How often should somebody do something like that?
I would say every 5 to 10 years. And the range is mostly for client satisfaction. So I would say my very regimented, more type A people, they want to check in every 5 years just so that they know that they have peace of mind that they don't need any changes.
More security kind of on things.
Yes.
Right.
As a practical matter, it makes sense to check in like every decade because major life events, a birth, a death, a retirement, a new house, a sale of a major asset,
Right.
All that good stuff. And the law changes once in a while. So if you check in every 10 years, you can kind of catch whatever you need to catch if we do need to change your documents for that reason.
Right.
That's super rare though, because the way that we write your documents, you're fine no matter what the law says.
Yeah, and obviously that's all stuff that you can get over there at Tobin, Ramone, and Barber, obviously. But hey, Natalie, that is all the time that we have here for our interview today. You're awesome as always. Of course,
thank you.
You're very knowledgeable about all this stuff. So obviously, thank you so much for coming out of the show. And if you are looking for help in putting together an estate plan, you can check out Tobin, Ramone, and Barber at 530 South State Street in Belvedere, or you can head to their website at tobinramone.com. Coming up, a new senior living community in the Rockford area is set to open next year. We'll take a look when we come back. Don't go anywhere.
First Alert Weather Plus, the State Line's only 24/7 weather channel, on air at 19.3 WSLN, the First Alert Weather app, or wherever you stream WIFR. Sponsored by Total Exteriors.
They make the plays, you make them famous. Football Frenzy Play of the Week, only on WIFR. Sponsored by Holcomb Bank.
Every first matters. That first alarm, your first cup of coffee.
And that first look of what the day can bring.
And WIFR is right here with you.
With your first alert when weather could impact your day.
A first alert action day for the potential of strong severe storms.
With stories that matter most.
And your first look at what's ahead.
We have an update on breaking news from last night.
Wherever you stream WIFR, we help you start your day prepared.
Every first, every day. Tune to WIFR this morning.
At WIFR, we want to know, does your pet have an entertaining personality? What about their unusual features? Do they have an iconic sense of fashion? Why not give them the spotlight they deserve with WIFR Pet Pics? Scan the QR code or go to WIFR.com. Click on See It, Send It, and upload your pet's picture or video. They could even be featured on WIFR News at 6. WIFR Pet Pics, sponsored by First Staffing.
When you want to know right now, predict, or catch up on the stories you missed, download video of your local news on the WIFR News app. Live breaking news,
We have reports of multiple shots fired.
real-time forecasts,
We are tracking some rain potential for tomorrow.
custom alerts for the stories that impact you. It's fast and, best of all, free. The WIFR News app, where the news and video you want are all in one app.
They make the plays, you make them famous. Football Frenzy Play of the Week, only on WIFR, sponsored by Holcomb Bank.
Welcome back to the Morning Blend Extra. The courtyard at Loves Park is currently under construction at the corner of McFarland Road and Broadcast Parkway. It's set to open next year and provide a variety of senior living options. WIFR's Aaron Wilson visited the site to learn more.
The courtyard at Loves Park Senior Living. It's right off McFarland. Been driving by it a lot, I think, since it started out as a hole in the ground and watching it sprout up. Got Jennifer with us. Hello.
Hello.
Good to see you, and great to be here in the office that's on the other side of Perryville. You can't miss this. Right next to Shine, for all you folks who are familiar with our show. We love to shop at Shine. Gotta get over there and check it out.
I have.
But hopefully they'll shop and then come in here and talk with you, because what is happening over there is just incredible. And why the need for senior living?
So we've definitely noticed that the need for senior living has increased over the years as the baby boomers have aged. We've noticed that they're needing to have that independent living that they can age in place in, and having their family know that they're safe and cared for, and having the amenities and activities that they really enjoy.
And there's a lot to this. I was looking at some of the floor plans over there. Different eating areas.
Correct.
There's what, 3 total?
Correct. So we'll have independent living in their dining. We'll have assisted living dining and memory care dining.
Okay, excellent. And I guess let's start that breakdown then.
Right.
What are the differences in those different dining experiences that you have?
Sure. So in independent living, they'll get 1 to 2 meals a day, while also still having a kitchen or kitchenette in their apartment. And then in assisted living, they will get 3 meals a day, along with memory care also. They'll have 3 meals a day in their own independent dining room.
Okay, excellent. And that memory care is key, because if there are some issues when it does come into the memory, your staff is there to make sure everything's going to stay okay.
Correct. All of our staff are trained in memory care, from housekeeping to dining. So all of our staff know how to interact with the residents that have memory care issues.
I've seen a lot of people who they have a difficult time making this jump, making this transition, going into senior living. But then when I talk to them after they do it, they are so glad that they made that jump. And that's got to be one of the parts of your job that can be very interesting, correct?
It is. So that's the part that I actually love the most almost, though, because coming from like a case management, like seeing that they sometimes struggle so much in their own home, and then seeing them enjoy getting to independent living and having that freedom and enjoyment of having that community just gives them back that joy that they realize that they were missing.
A safety net too. I mean, you don't have to worry about shoveling. We know that snow is going to be just around the corner, even though it's been really warm to end out September and begin October. But
then we're watering out there. Like we're watering all those plants that you can just enjoy now.
Yeah, you get to go out into the courtyard and what's in a name, and get to enjoy the beauty of everything all taken care of for you.
Correct.
As far as having visitors, let's say you got the big birthday taking place, an anniversary, that type of thing, you can have visitors right there in the dining room.
Yes, we will. So we'll have a private dining room. So you just call our concierge desk and reserve that, and we will be able to bring out the food and wine and dine your family and friends.
Tell me about founding members. How does that work?
So if you want to come into our sales center, you'll talk with me, and we can talk about becoming a founders member. And if you get some specific perks, so you get some free parking for life, you get 24 free guest meals. We're waiving our community fee. So there's some just wonderful perks that you get when you join our Founders Club.
And back when I was talking with you about making that jump to being part of senior living, it's a good idea to do it sooner than later, because there can be some savings that are going to be built into that, right?
Correct. So the sooner that you get in, the more savings that you'll have, and then you're guaranteed to get those savings. As we get closer to opening, we're going to get rid of some of those special deals that we have, and I would love to get you in to get the apartment that you want.
And here we are, the month of October. When do we have a projected opening date?
So we have a projected opening date of May, end of May, and I already have 3 apartments already locked in with deposits. So I would love to get lots more of them.
And how many are available?
We have 116 available throughout the whole community. We have 60 in independent living. We have 30 in assisted living and 28 in memory care.
Okay, excellent. And again, just looking at the floor plans, this is really going to be an exceptional property. I mean, you're making sure that this is going to be that spot where you feel completely comfortable to live out the rest of your years.
Correct. So we'll have a whole bunch of different amenities that you get to choose from. So we'll have a theater so you can enjoy different shows, watch the Cubs, watch the Bears, watch your favorite movies.
In the theater setting, how cool is that? Oh, that's perfect.
We'll have salons in each different of our different units.
Okay.
So we'll have independent, assisted, and memory care will all have their own salon. We'll have a fitness center in our independent and activities centers in each of those wings too.
And back to the studio part of this, you still are able to cook in your own unit,
correct,
but you can utilize those meals too that will happen with Courtyard. Again, just incredible to see this happen and finally come to fruition. Jennifer, wishing you the best.
Thank you so very much.
And again, get in here and take a look. They're just across from Peak and Northwest Bank. You can see them right off Perryville. Beautiful spot to chat with you. And it might take a couple of visits, but you're here to answer all those questions.
Yes, please. That first visit usually is not the visit that I'm getting that deposit. It's usually that second, third, fourth visit after you felt comfortable. Getting to know me, know what's available, know that you're going to feel comfortable and warm in our community.
Have that cup of coffee and talk it all through with Jennifer. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, that's going to wrap it up this go around. Well, let's talk about the medical services too, because that's so very important to what we've got going on here, correct?
Correct. So that will definitely allow all of our residents to be able to stay and live with us throughout their life. So if they have to go to the hospital and then they get their doctor to write them a referral, they can have use our services with our occupational, physical therapy, and speech therapy right there in-house. Wow. It's a wonderful.
You just think about sometimes how much it puts on you to have to go to different appointments at various locations. So again, to have it in-house, perfect. Let's also talk about how you can design your studio. And there's a lot that goes into it.
There is. So our wonderful designer, she pulled all of our inspiration from Rock Cut State Park.
Ooh.
So yes, there's just lots of different design elements that we're very proud to be able to show off. Definitely the different elements of the rocks and the nature and the forest and the green. So.
Yeah, and I'm just looking back here at some of the floor plans, what's in some of the names of the rooms too. It has a lot to do with those trees that we would see at Rock Cut State Park.
It does.
Just perfect. Well, we're heading into the end of October here and it's going to get spooky. Tell us about Spooktacular.
Yes, so we're going to be having a wonderful Spooktacular bingo on October 30th from 3 to 6 p.m. So we would love to have any of our residents and their family members come in to play some bingo and also learn about our community. And then we're also doing an event every Tuesday in November from 11 to 1. We're going to do a nice lunch and presentation about our Founders Club so you can come and learn more about what's going to be happening.
And if folks want to get in touch with you, what do they do? Give you a call, email you?
Yep. So I would love to have people give me a call at 815-420-0384. Visit us at the Courtyard at Loves Park, or if their times don't work, I would love to call you or email me to book an appointment to come into the sales center.
Yeah, stop on in, have a cup of coffee, chat with you about everything that's going to be going on with the Courtyard at Loves Park Senior Living. Thank you so much, Jennifer.
Thank you so very much.
Appreciate it.
In case you missed it and want to learn more, you can schedule a time to meet at the Courtyard at Loves Park's temporary sales center. All you have to do is call the number on screen or go to thecourtyard@lovespark.com. Coming up next, an iconic novel and Broadway musical receives a brand new film adaptation. We'll have that after the break.
Yeah, Friday night, under the lights, we are like a jet, we taking a flight. I know my worth, they checking the price, they taking a risk, they rolling the dice. Yeah.
Tune into Football Frenzy Friday nights in the update at 10. Then watch Football Frenzy Plus right after, wherever you stream WIFR. Sponsored by McCloskey, Kessler & Associates.
Every first matters. That first alarm, your first cup of coffee.
And that first look of what the day can bring.
And WIFR is right here with you.
With your first alert when weather could impact your day.
A First Alert Action Day for the potential of strong, severe storms.
With stories that matter most.
And your first look at what's ahead.
We have an update on breaking news from last night.
Wherever you stream WIFR, we help you start your day prepared.
Every first, every day. Tune to WIFR this morning.
Welcome back to the Morning Blend Extra. Kiss of the Spider-Woman began as a novel, then a stage play, a film, and a Broadway musical. Now a new movie based on the Broadway show, and the original novel is headed to theaters. David Daniel has the preview.
There go the lights. It's in glorious Technicolor.
Jennifer Lopez stars in Kiss of the Spider-Woman.
You throw us right in. We know nothing about the story or the characters.
Don't you like to dream? At least a little?
Their situation is no dream, a prison under a military dictatorship, where Diego Luna's revolutionary and Tonatiuh's window dresser form an unlikely bond.
I can't be here. Why don't we go to the movies?
They escape into lavish movie musical numbers featuring Lopez.
Kiss of the Spider-Woman starred the great La Luna.
The minute I read it, it had the singing, the dancing, the acting. I got to play an old-time movie star, Hollywood movie star, Siren.
Her co-stars say they did their best to keep up with the multi-talented superstar.
To get an opportunity that also included some of your heroes like Jennifer, Diego, Bill, I had to show up. It was like getting invited to the Olympics. I had to show up.
She's so good, but also so generous and also rigorous with her work, that she's a great lead, everyone follows.
When you feel you've gone to hell in a handbasket.
We were centering this gender queer individual and ensuring that I needed to ensure that they had as much dignity and humanity as possible.
And the world in which you dwell's no paradise.
This story from Manuel Puig's novel is such a great story that I believe needs to be told over and over until people get it.
Yeah, they're right.
In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
That's going to wrap up the Morning Blend Extra for today. We'll be back in just a few hours for WIFR News at Noon. Thanks for watching.